Right, it's confession time again. I've done it again. I've come back to a GS. Can't help myself. The Bumblebee, otherwise known as the BMW R9T Urban GS 40-year edition. That's a nice mouthful for you. That's gone to a nice family home down south. Once again, I've been drawn back to the GS, but probably not the one you were expecting. Dave is once again going to rag me about this because I keep going and I keep coming back. So I'm going to have two questions. I'm going to start the debate on, first of all, the new bike. So I've actually got an old bike, which is an old new bike. So I bought it off a friend of mine. He's been on a couple of the trips with us, so I'm keeping it in the family. It's an R1250 GS. It's a 2019 plate and dates from November 2018. So giving it a bit of love since I bought it off a friend of mine. Can't wait to get back on the road with it properly. Question you're naturally going to ask, why not a new 1300 GS? Just me. I'm just waiting for it to settle down. I'm waiting for all the recalls to be sorted. I'm waiting for the availability to be good. I'm waiting for panniers to be available should we want them. I'm also waiting to see what the new adventure version of it might look like, because that might be a preferable option for me. And in the meantime, I'm going to have a bit of fun on the GS. What keeps pulling me back to a GS? Well, probably best I step into the history first. So whilst I'm out on a little ride, so my history of the GS, I've had 16 bikes since I discovered the joy of motorcycling in my late 20s. I started after I got off the scooters with a BMW F650 GS in 2004. Since then I've had a 2006 BMW R1200 GS. I then moved on to the BMW R1200 GS Adventures in 2008. I went on a run Haslam race school in 2010 and ended up buying a CBR 600RR as well as the GS Adventure. That didn't last long. It was going to put me in prison or put me in a hospital bed, so I shifted that after about a year. Great bike, just not for me. And then I thought, I'm bored with BMWs now, there's got to be something else out there, so I had a Triumph Tiger Explorer 1200 in 2012. Good bike, enjoyed it. Couldn't help myself, back to a BMW R1200 GS Adventure in 2014. Got bored of it, and it was too hot when I went into the Alps, got roasted up in the Alps, so we came back and bought a BMW R1200R exclusive in 2015. I probably should have just taken the windscreen off the R1200 GS, I would have had pretty much the same effect. So it didn't last long on that, about a year and a half, and then back to a BMW R1200 GS exclusive in 2017. Got bored again. Went back to then tried something completely different. It was the Royal Enfield Himalayan in 2018. Don't even ask me about that. It was a bit of a silly decision if you come off a GS. One I deserve to be taken the piss out of on. Nothing wrong with a bike. It's just completely the opposite end of the spectrum. So when I stepped back up again, I went to a Moto Guzzi V85 TT in 2019. Really enjoyed that bike. The customer service was appalling, the dealer support was fairly appalling, so I went back to a BMW R1250 GS Adventure TE in 2021. If I'd have just kept that, I probably would have saved myself an awful lot of money, but I got bored again, so I went back to BMW R9T Urban GS in 2021. That was the Bumblebee, which I've just got rid of, and here I am, back on the BMW R1250 GS Rally TE HP, back dating from 2018. So why am I back on it? This won't be a long video, pretty easy. It's familiarity, it's consistency, it's reliability, it's the customer service, it's the luggage space, it's the rideability. It's just a great package. I just can't help searching for something better, but I keep not finding it and ending up back on the GS. So you're going to see hopefully a lot more of us, and Dave and I and friends out on the bikes touring, and I'll probably do a few videos on what it's like to come back to a second-hand GS and all the bits and pieces I'm going to be fiddling with on it. So hope to see you again soon.